Welcome back, guys. New week, new opportunities, new Kingsguard. Far less tourists than on a typical Monday here, actually, which is curious to say the least. One thing I've also noticed when I came out, multiple groups of pairs of officers on the street today. Actually, let me ask them. It's not normal, so it's something, either a visit or something different is happening this morning, 100%. So I'll ask the officers. Officer, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
I noticed that lots of pairs are around. Any special events happening this morning?
Yeah, a trades protest.
Trades protest?
Yeah.
Where is it expected? On Whitehall or?
Yeah. It's just like it's a procession along this road.
Wait, has it started or is it happening?
No.
You know
Maybe
what time?
just an hour or so.
Yeah. Expecting large numbers. I mean, nothing like Saturday, I'm guessing.
I wasn't here on Saturday, so
Okay,
sure.
you had a narrow escape.
But yeah, a lot of vans.
Yeah.
Basically.
Wait, trades protest? What do you mean,
like tradesmen.
what are they protesting for or against? You know?
So their tools being stolen.
Oh, okay, okay, that explains it. Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, are you all of you guys out in case somebody tries to steal even more tools? Because there's a lot of you on the streets today.
No, it's just
to make sure that the protest, the procession stays in order, everyone's safe. That's it.
Okay, good to know. Thanks a lot, officers. Thank you. Okay, bye. They're so lovely. The police that we come across, folks, here on the street, especially those two young officers, very, very lovely and friendly and helpful. Okay, so a trades protest. Now, I don't know what that's going to mean vis-a-vis the Kingsguard. Instinctively, I don't think it'll mean anything vis-a-vis the Kingsguard. But wow, I've got a good eye, haven't I, for unusual deployments of police. I've seen at least 8 to 10 groups of 2 or 3. So that would certainly explain it. I'll see if I can find an officer that knows what time the protest can be expected. It'll be an interesting one, certainly from my point of view, and I'd very much like to have a chat, if I can, with some of the white van man protesters when they arrive. So each officer that we pass, until we get a definitive answer, I will ask. But they're missing now behind the white van. Another 2 just walking over that side. Oh, there they are, just appearing. See, another pair there between the van and the vehicle in front. Another pair at this phone box, and I'm pretty sure instinctively they're not here for pretty pictures. First off, I thought, hold on, no, it's PMQs, but no, Prime Minister's Questions is on Wednesdays. Now, given that they've already deployed, I think they're probably expecting this protest or whatever it's going to be to come along quite soon. Let me ask them, see if we get an answer. Morning, officers. The trades protest, you know what time it's due to come along Whitehall?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, is it coming this way or going that way?
That we don't depend on.
Ah, so basically wherever they turn up, it's not like pre-planned route.
We haven't been told if there is a pre-planned route. We haven't been told what that route is.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Within the hour from now, there should be.
Great, cheers. Okay, so no pre-planned route, nothing agreed, no road closures in place. The officers are just spread out all over the place, just in case it ends up being a bit of a mess, or I guess just in case they need to implement road closures. What I've noticed actually is that the younger officers, no disrespect intended, the younger officers are much more quiet about sharing information. The older, seasoned, very experienced Met officers, and you can see they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, are absolutely brilliant. In fact, fountains of, I was going to say youth, fountains of wisdom, information, and just general affability and friendliness. Oh, we've got one of the chiefs here, folks. Let's ask him. Officer, sorry to bother you. Is that the trades protest? Do you know which way? Is it going that way or coming this way?
So both, we think.
Oh,
so
a
they're
bit of
coming
a
down
mixture.
to. They're going to, we believe, come down to Parliament Square. Well, my P's and T's mixed up. Down to Parliament,
Okay.
up to Trafalgar, and up and down. I believe.
Expecting
Or they might
closures,
do-
or
no? There's no closures. They're just going to do. They're just going to drive around, basically. Yeah.
I just noticed there are lots of you on the street for a Monday morning. So you're expecting a lot of van drivers, or?
Yeah, I suppose I think there's about 150 vehicles planned. I think.
Okay,
But,
so nothing like the farmers or Saturday.
No. No, God, no. It's nowhere near as many as that.
Saturday was peaceful though. It went off. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
it did,
it was
actually.
very, very peaceful day.
Yeah. But that's the intention, isn't it?
Massively
As far
so.
as we're concerned, people have got a right to protest,
Yep.
and we've got to facilitate do that. We're just trying to stop them coming together so they don't fight each other. You know.
Yeah, it was a
War,
perfect day to be
peace and
honest.
all that.
So worked out well. Okay,
Alright, so good
thanks
day.
a lot, guys. See you. Okay, I really like the fact that his colleague, very coyly, the chap with the beard, got behind me and was very, very, very. I could spot it in the screen, his reflection. Very, very coyly observing where I was pointing the camera. Now, you know that I don't accidentally on purpose capture people's conversations. If people approach me and have a chat, I almost always say, oh, we're still recording or something similar. There have been a few occasions where there's been a misunderstanding, but I've always clarified it. But I don't typically stick the camera in somebody's face for a reaction video. Nothing wrong with that, just not my style. But I really like it. I think I should be a detective. How he went behind you, what are you recording, son? Kind of thing. But brilliant to speak to the chap in the middle, the one that we spoke to. I think he's a sergeant. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Different headgear to the two constables. And again, as I said, senior and full of knowledge and happy to share it. And you heard, guys, you need to listen to me. You heard from the officer there that Saturday was a roaring success in terms of the police operation. You know, don't take it from my video, which shows that it was a roaring success, but you've just heard it from an officer, a senior, more senior than a constable, a senior officer on the street here on Whitehall this morning. So it's all good. So he seems to think, or they're anticipating, which will certainly explain the spread out of bodies, that we're going to have two approaches simultaneously. One from Trafalgar Square End, the other from Parliament Square End. I mean, 150 vehicles is not a big deal, unless they're all beeping their horns and being super noisy, which will obviously possibly distress the horses, but very unlikely. One thing I did notice is that during the majority, not all, but the majority of protests where they have left the horses on, it's been kind of okay, to be fair. I mean, if they can leave the horses on during half marathons, when you've got pop music piping out along Whitehall for the entire morning, then again it depends on which horse. We saw young man's obvious distress yesterday. By the time you will have watched this video, which is probably going to be published on Tuesday, day late, we're still behind catching up on publication of previous footage, you will have seen the extremely interesting interaction yesterday with the young lady and the gatesman. Extremely interesting, not just because of his response, but more importantly that she knows she was massively flirting with the gatesman, even though her boyfriend was with her yesterday. Very, very awkward, to be honest, but fun, very, very fun encounter. They were lovely and friendly, and the boyfriend took it like an absolute champ, which was, to be honest, a great thing. Oh, more police. Definitely expecting something this morning, aren't they? Gosh, I would love to know actually how much all of this additional policing costs. Saturday would have been hundreds of thousands, if not a couple of million, I would have thought. To have that many officers drafted in from pretty much everywhere. Blues leaving, I think. Let's have a quick look. Yep, Blues and Royals off. Sorry guys, I wasn't even looking at the clock. Actually, they're a little teeny bit early. Teeny weeny bit early. It's about 11:25. I think that's Monty at the back. Instinctively, actually no, it's not. Or is it? I can't remember. Maybe it is. I didn't see his comet blaze, so I can't be unequivocally certain if it was Monty. I think it was. Morning. You had the weekend off. Well, no, but Saturday was closed. No? I'm recording. I'm not going to ask you anything like. I was just going to say like Saturday was. I was going to say it was all closed. I think it was closed for the whole day because of the Toby Robinson march. Yeah, it was Saturday. It was just chaos, honestly. Fun, but chaotically fun. Yeah. Yesterday was pretty good too. Get your back. Okay, folks. Officer did want to know if I was recording. I told him I was, as you heard. Right, so we've got lovely numbers actually. 1 or 2 behind me, and 5 in the tunnel, which makes a team of 7, I believe. Unless I've miscounted, maybe it's 6. Next up, lifeguards coming into the yard. The reason I'm interested in capturing that is twofold. 1, which horses, and 2, which troopers on the horses, or which troopers plus which troopers, in brief. They should come through pretty much any minute, I hope. I'm half tempted to walk to the end of the tunnel. It's very peaceful this morning. Nothing's going to kick off at the back, I'm sure. You can kind of tell when something doesn't feel quite right. But today everything feels absolutely right. The only question being how long they're going to take. Oh, hold on. We've got the... I don't know what it was he said, but we've got a bit of verbal. I think that's the Blues about to leave, in which case the lifeguards will approach through the tunnel. I mean, I certainly hope so, although I'm going to look a bit foolish. Bing bong, there's the bell. They're off. Just spying the Blues. Oh, it was a long guard this morning. Ho, ho, ho. I say it was. It is a long guard this morning. Now, does that mean we're going to get a trumpeter here? I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Blues are riding off. Gatesman is already off to the front. Trumpet solo in the yard. Oh, sorry, on the parade ground behind me. I hope that was picked up by the microphone. Young trooper passes old trooper. I love it, eh? Next up, we should, in theory, have a glorious grey entering the yard. I'm just looking at how many people... Actually, yeah, I was going to say, I was tempted to go to the end of the tunnel, but there's no way of getting a super clear shot. This is the best spot where I'm standing now. We'll get the grey really, really, really close. Here we go, entering the tunnel. I'm looking at what's behind me as well, just making very, very sure I'm not over the line. I hate to get myself shouted at in front of the troopers. I'd look a complete plank. See, the officer's right on it. Here we are. So I'm back a teeny bit. Oh, this trumpeter we've heard before, folks. He is an absolutely outstanding trumpeter. Let's get ourselves behind and to the end, as close as we can to the grey for the solo. Look at this beautiful horse here. Wow. Oh, hold on a second. One trooper's lost his helmet. What's going on here? Surely somebody wasn't thrown again. Yeah, one trooper's lost his helmet. Okay, lucky we moved. They're lining up this way. That's very curious. 1 second. Officer's holding everybody back. Morning. Just going to get onto this side so we can see them all from the front. Extraordinary. I'm not going to film the trooper face on that's lost his helmet. This horse is very, very restless this morning as well. If I do turn the camera that way, I'll make sure it's only at horsey level. I'm going to be really careful here with how far I can go with the camera. Okay, I think that's far enough. I was hoping for a solo, but they played it, didn't they, at the back? I wonder what happens to the trooper's helmet, where it is. I'll see if I can spot it in a minute. We're heading to the tunnel. Maybe one of the other police officers picks it up. Captain, 3 pips.
Guard from the right, choose number 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1!
Oh my god. Wait, am I prepared to dismount? Hold on, wait, what? Actually, I want to get back a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll bring the kids back. This horse here, a second. He's very restless this morning. The one that the trooper without his helmet is riding, trying to keep his face completely out of the picture. Wait, they're dismounting in cloaks. Wait, what? Now I'm really confused. It's going to be really hard not to film the trooper without his helmet. 1 second. I'll move the camera down instead. Genuinely surprised that we've got a dismount in cloaks. Don't think I've seen that before. Extraordinary close up of the uniform and what's underneath it, the cloak and everything else to my right. As I said, the trooper has lost his helmet, so I'm not going to put that on the camera. Oh, there he is. 1 second. Please, let me move the camera a little teeny bit away because we don't want the trooper to be captured accidentally in the footage. It's just not fair. Massive number of people filming it, including the tunnel, so somebody's going to post it at some point, but as long as it's not me, it's all good. The kit, folks, let me show you up close, is extraordinary. Look. Maybe the other troopers are going to go in first, then I'll turn the camera away. I've never seen a dismount before in cloaks. Don't know why that happened this morning. Captain's horse is having a little bit of a moment now. Right, we're okay to leave the camera on because the trooper's going in. We've only got the back of his head, we will not see his face, which was intentional all along. An utterly extraordinary thing. Where's their helmet, folks? That's the key question. Let's go and see if we can find their helmet. Did he get on the face? He lost his helmet?
Yeah, I thought they were done already.
Oh, they're one of those bodies. Wow.
It happens, you know, it's sort of being, you know,
But that was a surprise this morning. They never dismount in cloaks. Ever.
that I'm not familiar with because it's the army, but
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it myself.
Very interesting morning so far. Better woke up early. Okay, folks. I didn't see it, but I dare say somebody's got it. I mean, maybe one of the first group brought the helmet through. There were no more officers at the back. I was kind of hoping we might see an officer come through. The trooper that lost his helmet. Wow. His composure, his natural authority, in fact, his demeanour was admirable. You could see he was a little teeny bit vexed by being, completely exposed, as it were. But what an absolute star, in fact. It's a pleasure to see that so close up, guys. I'm sorry if the film wasn't great. I was trying to keep the camera away from his clear, unhelmeted face, and more importantly, at the same time, have a good look at what is worn under the cloak, ladies. I know you're wondering. I'm not even sure what to call it. It's kind of like, let's just say there were not the usual breeches. It's kind of like, not stockings, but like stockings, basically. Well, that's what I saw. I mean, I can't say if that's what every trooper was wearing, but definitely some sort of long stocking. Definitely wasn't a trouser. A long stocking going down into the boot. Very surprising. I assumed they would have uniform trousers, either ceremonial, possibly even number 2, or even camos, for goodness sake. But no, very. Well, I mean, guys, you probably saw in the video. I'm not quite sure if stocking is the right word. Some sort of, warm undergarment is what I'm trying to say. Never seen that before, ever. Never, ever seen up close what is under the cloak. And guys, why in theory do we think that there was a dismount in the yard today, given that everybody was wearing a cloak? I don't remember. I'm not saying it's never happened, but I don't ever remember filming a cloaked winter order dismount. The reason they don't do it is that, as you saw, it's a bit kind of, no disrespect to the troopers, a bit kind of awkward, clunky. They've got to worry about the sword, they've got to worry about the scabbard, they've got to worry about the cloak getting caught, and at the same time they've got to worry about not falling or slipping in any way when they dismount in all that heavy gear. It's really, really extraordinary thing to see that was. Goodness me. What a superb start to the week, eh, guys? And up close. Oh wow, look at that. Hey, that's right. See that? Very, very optimistic sounding dad there. Wow, look at that. I like it when some tourists come through the gate and they're so elated and overjoyed at what they've seen that they express it verbally, loudly, and we can hear it. You can hear the surprise, enjoyment and amazement. Now, what are we going to get at this end with this trooper? Last time he was here? Last week? In fact, last Thursday was the last time we saw this trooper. Good as gold. One thing I'm interested in this morning, massively, guys, is the new phone. So today's picture of the day will be the first picture I've actually taken here at Horseguards on the brand new phone S25 Ultra, which I spent most of last night setting up and testing. So let's hope we get some absolutely outstanding images. The autofocus is extraordinary. It's a good phone, guys. I'm not filming with that phone. Not yet anyway. Don't want to risk losing it. But I am going to use it for handheld pictures. So let's give it its first little... I just somebody grabbed it now, guys, and ran away. First day. Okay, so here it is, look, brand new phone. Picture. Trooper horse. And the horse is absolutely, would appear delighted to be looking into the camera. Oh my goodness gracious me, the 10 times zoom for the heel number is extraordinary. Okay, this could be a bit of a game changer, people. The level of detail in the picture is... wow. Okay, this is good. This definitely bodes well for future pictures taken here at Horseguards, both picture of the day and otherwise. I'm not expecting that it will be packed here this morning. I'm expecting it'll be buoyantly bustling, but I'm certainly not expecting vast numbers. We might get a little mini deluge from the palace. Not quite yet, shortly, but it will definitely come. But even if I'd actually finished the video now and went home, I would be delighted that it came out just because of what we already got. i.e. the extraordinary dismount. Okay, rather dapper looking Chitsman this morning. In fact, we've seen him many times on the horse. The sheer amount of kit that they brought over, this is the thing that I think a lot of people... Hey, morning. Oh, Emma.
You right?
A very strange thing. Is it me, or when they ride over in winter order in the cloaks, they don't dismount, correct? They always ride straight in.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was surprised
but you saw that? Oh, you were surprised as well? Because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I thought, oh, shit, I'm not going to do it because I'll follow them through anyway, just in case.
Yep.
Okay, so you normally come takes the flag.
Exactly. And then they just ride in. But for some reason that captain said, or gave the dismount command, and then they all dismounted.
They were kind of butting their things up, and I was like...
I don't think they were expecting that, to be honest.
No.
Did you see who, or rather when the helmet was lost?
I don't know, they had it on when we were opposite St James when they came past up them.
Yeah.
So we had it on there.
I didn't see anyone bring it in. The officer said somebody brought it.
I don't know where he lost it. He had it when he came past St James.
The tourists didn't pick it up and
leg
it with their helmet.
There's some kid at home like, look at this.
Hey,
So
Dad,
he
look.
must have lost it somewhere between St James's and the parade.
It was interesting to see when they pulled up the cloaks and stuff what was underneath, because I always assumed they'd have the uniform underneath and then the cloak. So to see what was actually underneath was a bit somewhat revealing. But interesting though. These little quirks.
I thought someone would pick it up for him, but...
I mean, your group or tourists got a lucky break this morning, didn't they? See you. Okay, so even the tour guide, I know him well, he's a good guy. He was very surprised as well to see that. Gosh. So we don't know where their helmet went, folks. I mean, unless it was picked up much, much earlier when the first group arrived. It might have fallen then when we were stood at the front here, and one of the police officers might have brought it in pretty much immediately. I always like to see if something drops or is lost or misplaced, what happens to it. We saw this time last week roughly, well I say roughly, exactly in fact this time last week, when the horse kicked off massively and the trooper, not that we saw him being, well I mean I saw him being thrown, but we didn't film him being thrown for obvious reasons. After that happened, after the trooper had been thrown and picked himself up, one of the police officers had picked up his sword, which was still in the scabbard, and also the helmet, both of which have been lost after that unfortunate throw. But I don't think the trooper, I don't know, but I don't think from his body language and everything else that the trooper was thrown this morning. I think that horse, jittery horse, possibly a new one, just didn't want to settle down. It was interesting to see the second the captain's horse had a moment. The captain was kind of, and what? Kind of, did you know who I am? Just don't even bother, was he? I'm your boss. And that was it. Good to see you. I mean, we have got a decent amount of people here. Look, it's not like dead. There's a decent amount, but for some reason, they're not yet heading up. I say, yeah, it'll happen. It's a bit like yesterday, to be honest. It takes a little while for people to arrive and for everything to begin, I guess. Lots of workers actually in the yard. I'm not sure what they're here to fix. Oh, actually, hold on a second. They might all be part of that tradesman process. I completely forgot about that. Extraordinary how we set off with one idea, to capture another protest passing, but then we completely forget about it because events take over. I.e. that extraordinary dismount. Okay, 2 nods. And no sword movement, which means the gatesman heads back in to the yard. Okay, so we can look forward to what would appear to be pretty much a regular morning. It's bang on 11:45, so we've got to change every 15 minutes. So to be honest, the timing is pretty good today. I just hope that we manage to capture the actually, wait, hold on a second. One second, guys. There is a massive lorry. I can't tell if it just stopped at the lights or whether or not the driver's gotten out of the cab and blocked the road intentionally. Actually, hold on. So there's a fire brigade here. Oh, sorry. I thought that guy that just passed me in the yellow high-vis was the driver. Somebody got out of the cab of that lorry. Oh no, it's moving. Okay, so it's not stopping. I thought there's no way you can leave that there. Okay, so we need to wait a little while until the white van men arrive. Okay, our first or second, I can't remember now, lucky tourists rolling up. I say lucky, why? Because they haven't got much longer with this horse. It's nearly finished. The other thing I completely forgot about, because of the focus on yesterday's little tete-a-tete with the gatesman, is the Spanish kids playing football. I completely forgot that even happened in the same video. I think what I might do, guys, once we get into silly season, i.e. Easter onward, I might have to actually rewatch the whole of the video after it's been published to pull out the gems, because often we'll get several gems in a single video, but many will be missed simply because sometimes an awful lot happens. Some people are getting very oddly close when they're walking. It's not busy enough for people to be super close to me. Hopefully not pickpockets. Oh, someone's getting a kiss in the cuddle. What happened? If I move back a teeny bit more, you can actually see, folks, look. There's always, and I do mean this, always a number of people here, all the time. Even when I'm pointing the camera forward and it looks like it's completely dead, it's never, ever, ever, ever dead. And it's quite an extraordinary thing, actually. Oh, just in the box. Didn't take long, did it? I mean, to be honest, that was good timing because the troop was just about to finish anyway in give or take 10 minutes. Yes, we're not allowed to wear Balenciaga fake designer hats or anything else for that matter in the box, guys. No fake Balenciaga and no fake Burberry either. Burberry would never make an actual coat like that. There's no way that's a real deal. That said, some of the super expensive luxury fashion items are so hideous that you have to wonder if they were created as a joke in the first place. This troop is called the best shift. This is the best shift actually. The first shift of the day is always super quiet, goes by slowly apparently. Multiple troopers have said they hate the 10 because it's so quiet. Yes, they don't like it when it's really busy, but better to have people coming and something to look at and observe and potentially even enjoy or secretly laugh at sometimes than pretty much nothing, i.e. the 10 to 11 most days is very quiet. That's part of the reason that I didn't continue with filming early on. Yes, you get a few smackheads of Fruit Loops coming along here early morning, but it's just not worth it. If the police behind us are quickly deploying from one end to the other. With these unplanned protests, they don't know where the majority of people are going to arrive. The officer did mention Trafalgar Square, Parliament Square, because they'd have to quickly... Okay, the helicopter's up behind us, so that means that it's going to start reasonably shortly, or that some of the white van man protesters are probably already here. We just haven't seen them yet. The police helicopter is always a giveaway. It was up about 10 minutes before my video began, or part 2 of Saturday's video began, when all of the protesters suddenly appeared round marchers. They weren't really protesting, they were marching. When all of the marchers came around the corner quickly to the accompaniment of the police chopper. People that sort of wheel suitcases, luggage, trolleys, all kinds of deliveries and so on straight through the gate is an extraordinary thing. This could be the only military barracks in the world that has this level of public access, or implied public access. Actually, wait, it's not even implied, to be honest, is it really? It's fairly explicit. I mean, there are gates, they're open. Nothing says don't enter. However, that said, a lot of tourists do say, oh, can we go through the gates, or like, what's through the gates? I think because they see the police officers think, oh, good luck approaching the Elysee Palace or similar in France, getting anywhere near those gendarmes with automatic weapons. 2 seconds to get out of the way, even if you're staying in a hotel nearby. So in that respect, we are pretty unique and fortunate here that this is permitted, that the public can just stroll through the gates of an entrance to a royal palace. If there is another example of this, guys, in the world, where is it? Let me know. I'm sort of chilled against the bollard right now. It's my favourite spot. Okay, so our first Chinese tourist of the morning. Good stuff, guys. To be honest, if this horse were not just about to finish, he wouldn't make it to the end of the shift. Seems a bit skittish. Look at some of the police are making their way this way from Parliament Square. I can't remember if we've actually ever got a uniformed police officer stopping to get a picture. Actually, wait, yeah, there is footage of that. but it was a special event. It was during the King's coronation when we had that massive deployment of police from across the UK. Many of them would have never, or possibly never been to London before, and did stop and get pictures with the King's Guard. That said, we were across the street, so it wasn't something I could have filmed cleanly like this. Very hard to decide actually whether to stay here, going to the yard. We've got Trooper in his number 2s coming to open the doors of the box. Let's see how the horse responds when he's got an escape route from the back. There we are, into the light. Ta-da! He's like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. Good horsey. Okay, other end. Let's have a look. It's actually only 5 to 12 on the dot. Now bear in mind the guard change at the palace finished exactly 25 minutes ago. I think we can still look forward to lots and lots and lots of people coming from Buckingham Palace along the Mall to this end. I think that's pretty much inevitably coming up shortly. Yeah, we're still a teeny weeny bit premature. Okay, meanwhile, I swear that bro on the right was here a minute ago. Oh. He's edging himself into the box. Respect to the guy, the Turkish hair transplant clinic did a good job. As a somewhat balding man myself, a little bit, I'm allowed to make those kind of comments, guys. I'm not a baldest. You know how self-deprecating, look, I'm get a word out. Self-deprecating I am. Horses like you as well? Me too. Yes. I'm obsessively checking my pocket, guy. Keeps tapping it to make sure the new phone's still there. Right, troopers now telling everybody to get themselves behind the line. The yard isn't packed. I don't think it's interesting enough, at least from my perspective, to be in the yard for the changeover. I think we're going to stay at this end to see which new horse comes into the box, and then we'll decide where to focus after that. Decent numbers, folks. I mean, quite reasonable. Troopers dealing with the crowd inside, not a massive crowd, but enough people to warrant a trooper. And the last few lucky tourists are allowed to run in and grab a spot for the change in 2 minutes. We'll take. Oh, sorry. That's it. That's a bit better. Wait. Like the view through the box, don't we, to what's going on behind. So we can also capture the gate. I'm hoping we'll get Rada now. Let's see, not long to wait. I think it'd be wonderful if it could be to just clamp the gimbal on this bollard, which is where I'm currently resting it. A permanently fixed camera. Bro. His mum is urging him to get closer. One more step, the trooper's going to tell him, I'm sure he will. That's what I mean by one more step, see? He wants to touch the horse, you can tell. The other horse is like, no, don't touch. Wait, look at those trainers. What train? Wow. Oh, and at the other end, somebody just got told to get out of the box. Okay, so both troopers are consistent today with enforcement. I've never seen trainers like that before. Her laugh is super cute. The funny thing actually is that everybody still gets super close, don't they? They don't get mostly over the line, but they get as close as they can to it. Or actually put their foot on it. So the line isn't that much of a deterrent, I would say. If anything, the line is indicating to people this is where you should stand to get a picture. What do we think about that theory, folks? Oh my goodness me. Wait, so this just turned up. Look, this massive group of, I don't know, 200 people just turned up behind me. That's coming next. Really? Okay, so if I was just telling everybody else, that's pretty much it, guys. Game over. Time to get back behind the bollards. Right, here come the 2 new horses, folks. Very large crowd here. In fact, massive crowd now behind the bollards. I'll show it to you in a minute when they've finished changing over. This is boding well. In fact, this many people behind me, and obviously all the people are going to stream out of the tunnel shortly as well. That's the peaceful part of the morning over and done with. Bong. 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 Do we have Rawdon? Hard to see. Possibly the other horse. This one is definitely not Rawdon that's approaching now, but he's definitely getting a picture because of the amazing blaze. Oh, this one is not sure if he wants to enter the box or not. And bye-bye, horsey, and welcome new horsey. Oh, wow, flipping hell. 1 second, this horse is giant compared to the one that just left. Which one's this? Hold on, trusty new camera. Oh my goodness gracious, what a beautiful looking horse. And that blaze. Trouble is, he seems a little bit, we'll see, here we are. There we go, that's what we wanted. Got a decent-ish picture. I'm sure it's good enough a picture of their weight and that hoof number. Let's have a look. Gosh, this camera is so superior to the previous one, it's extraordinary. Okay, got the number, 1 second guys, let me just quickly pull it out. I'm more interested actually personally because this horse is just like, wow. What a pretty looking horse, eh? Oh, here the van men have started to arrive. Horse is Winterfell. Yes, you are, you absolutely stunning beauty. Winterfell. It's a really, really large horse, folks. What the flip is going on here? We're still busy changing over in the yard. We've got, I don't know however many 100 people. What the flip has suddenly got really busy. Now, I don't think that was the entire protest, the 5 vans that we just heard, but I think that's a good indication of what's to come. As they're changing over the gatesman and chitsman, I'm just going to quickly dash into the yard, folks, because it is pretty busy. Look at this. In fact, pretty busy. It's very busy. Spectacular light, folks, eh? The light this morning is extraordinary. It's not sunlit, but it's still well lit. Police are not telling everybody to move, which is going to make things interesting. Oh, old trooper. Helping his younger colleague. There we go. Fantastic. Wow. The yard suddenly got itself pretty full, didn't it? From nothing to this. Didn't take long at all. Goodness gracious me, everybody. Right, so Winterfell at that end. Who's at this end? Let's have a quick peek. Who have we got? Okay, we've got extremely tall. Oh my god, this is horses. Another massive one. These two are so much larger than the two that just went off, which are pretty large horses. I've got a feeling, it's only a feeling, I'm not going to say it yet. Looking at the bulk, I think this is Overlord. I think this is the largest horse in a HCAV. Let me just try and get the number cleanly first, guys, before I'll confirm which horse it is. I'm just trying to get directly in front. It's so massive and hulking, not just in terms of the actual size, but just everything about the horse. It screams massive. One second, everybody. Don't quote me yet until I confirm that. Wait. In fact, I think I'm going to need to I need to actually zoom out to 2. I'm going to take the picture at 3 zoom, but it's just not possible because the horse is too big. I don't think the horse. Come on, horsey, look up, please. There we go. Kind of. Let me have a quick look, guys, at the hoof number. Okay, got it clean and clear. Let me just compare it to the list. Yeah, it is. It's Overlord. This horse, folks, let me go to the side. This horse is 18 hands 2, okay? We're not really going to get a true appreciation of just how absolutely massive he is if and until the trooper pulls him out of the box. But bearing in mind, that is the single tallest trooper, bit of a mouthful there, in the household cavalry on the biggest horse. And that horse makes him look normal size, as it were, or, makes him look like a typical 6-foot trooper. Gosh, we did see Overlord a couple of weeks ago, but I kind of didn't realise because I wasn't paying attention. But he is a massive, spectacular, gigantic beast, and I'm actually gutted we didn't see the first group of troopers arriving, because I haven't seen Overlord riding into the yard since, well, I mean, probably the end of last summer. Now, look, now he's, let's go back to the camera. Now he's being a little bit more sort of friendly. We can see, oh my god, he's massive. "18 hands 2 of glorious horse, people." Yes, you are, you massive, spectacular beast, you. The thing is, he tends to have his head down more than completely. If he stretches his neck like right up to Tabor style and was completely out of the box, we get an idea of just how colossal this horse is. This guy that's looking at the horse is probably, I mean, I'm looking up at him, he's probably 6'5", the guy in the grey jacket. With the Chanel, or can't see actually, those glasses. He's enamoured, the gent in the grey coat, and I can see why. It's a Frenchy family, wait. And yes, they are Chanel glasses. Of course, horses look at you. He's admiring your glasses, just like this gent is admiring the horse. Talking about beautiful horses, folks. Look at these two. Wow. Hiya. Hiya. Good, yourself? Yeah. Okay. two beauties there again, folks. I will leave it to our usual expert contributors. Oh, this is so funny. 1 second. She walked over. That was scared there. We missed it. That was pretty cute, to be fair. Winterfell, he didn't quite nip her, but he went to push her because he thought she was going to get in his personal space. And that was actually really cute. Winterfell and Overlord. I mean, could you really, honestly, want for a more spectacular pair in the boxes at the beginning of a new week? You really couldn't ask for more than that, I think. Oh, hold on, we're just about to move back there. Let's move ourselves. Wait, you okay? Yeah? Thank you guys. Somebody almost fell over by crashing into me from behind, which was a bit curious. Right. 1 second, let's get back in. Oh my gosh, another massive group. I think we're about to start getting the continental school groups. Now that they're approaching the middle of term time, France, Germany, Spain, that is, they'll start to travel and we'll start to get lots and lots of those groups back here in London. A massive, massive group just arrived. On my left, you can probably hear them all chit-chattering away right now. Chatter, chatter, chatter. He's like, it's my horse. Others have one like it, but this one is mine. Now they've stopped to take pictures. This is a massive group. 1 second. Oh, I actually thought it was a group leader. It's not. He's buggered off. So if it's not a group leader, who is? All of these people, and not one of them, and I mean all of these, I'm surrounded by at least 300 odd people right now, not one person is camera side. How curious, eh? Oh wait, actually got US tourists on my, literally right on my right here posing, but for some reason they don't want to go into the box, I don't know why. A little bit shy. 1 second. Right, move back a little bit because there's a massive number of people behind me. It's getting embarrassing. But lifeguard colours. Wait, I just said that on my video. But she looks like she's with matching colours there. Accidentally matching. Game of Thrones inspired name, folks, for this horse. Honestly, I don't understand how it is. Further back there. You can see. Jump in there, thank you. Thank you. We've got the police helping some tourists here who hopefully will not pickpocketed. Massive number of people. Happy to film it because we can't see their faces. But just no one is deciding they want to go up, and I don't understand it. Like I said, guys, in some respects the box is acting as a bit of a deterrent. Oh my gosh, now we're stuck. Hold on. Actually, we are in fact stuck. Walking to the road, which I don't really like to do when I can't see what's coming. Let's focus on Overlord. I mean, if every school group that's going to arrive is going to just stand there like that, there's going to be no room for any other tourists to come forward anyway, which means we won't actually get anyone posing with the horse at the other end, because they can't even physically access the box. Oh, right in the box. Horse is totally chilled. Couldn't care less, it would appear. Everyone that's arriving, in fact, into the yard is going for pictures with the foot guards. So it's very surprising that so many people being here and not coming to the front. Not only that, compare it, for example, to yesterday's part 2, where we had, I don't know, X hundred people coming through the gate, most of whom didn't actually stand there for a picture. But then again, it was Chinese New Year weekend, Saturday and yesterday. There was higher numbers than usual. Let's be back a teeny bit again. See, this is what we're seeing more and more of, people way outside the box, and rightly so, for their photo ops. Great family picture they've just got, actually. Beautiful family. I think the police are also wondering whether or not... Oh, are we going to get that pat of the horse? Oops. Super observant though, they've just noticed that this family, who I was just mentioning, were focusing on their picture, and a great picture it was, had accidentally sort of overlooked the fact they'd left their luggage in a somewhat compromising position, should we say. Oopsie. Yeah, the police seem to be redeploying to the other end. More Chinese tourists. It's kind of a pity actually that everybody that's here today getting a picture doesn't know that they're getting a picture with the largest horse in the entire household cavalry. He's a large, curious beauty, isn't he? I wonder how much he weighs. Probably more than me. Well, I mean, I would certainly hope more than me, that's for sure. Oh my goodness me, I'm thinking that we're probably halfway through the video. It's 58 minutes. How the hell did that happen? It actually feels like I just switched the camera on. God, it went by fast, didn't it? He's completely focused on the camera. Look, he's not breaking the gaze at all. It makes me want to move away. Okay. We gave a little bit of attention to Winterfell, but I don't think enough. So from now to the end, which is not very long anyway, give or take 10 minutes, we will focus our attention on Winterfell. Assuming I can get into a decent-ish position, and assuming that anybody actually bothers to come along. The best dressed tourist just arrived. Look at that, matching cabs. Mr. and Mrs. Maroon. I don't know what happened to the protest. Maybe they put the wrong destination in their sat navs and went somewhere else. I think, to be honest, actually these days the best view about what's going on here is massively the other side. In other words, it's in the box. The guard is seeing so much more that's interesting than we are these days. Very interesting combination of people posing and looking in different spots simultaneously. But almost no one is standing against or indeed under the sign. Thoroughly peculiar, eh? Okay, the Maroons are getting a picture. And vexed people. Did they electrify the sign somewhat? I have no idea. Honestly, two of the most beautiful horses we've seen here in, well, I mean, probably this year actually, at the same time. And almost no one has bothered to get a picture. It's like, wait, what? Why? Okay, so it's kind of started, but in a very minor way. Look. Stop tool theft, more funding for police, stop tool theft now, etc. I mean, I'm certainly hoping that an awful lot more people are going to turn up for this, because if not, it's going to be, a bit of an anti-climax. It's the second small group. I don't know if they're sort of all coming from different directions and forming up on Parliament Square, but not really going to have much of an effect unless the numbers are a lot higher. I think we can all agree on that. Not even getting like a massive number of post-palace people today, which is curious. Very curious. We'll finish up shortly under the clock. The good news, everybody, is that despite it being pretty quiet this morning from Monday, we did see some unusual things. More importantly, much more importantly, most of this week after tomorrow is going to be dry and the sun is going to come back out. Yes, folks. So we should, in theory, have a pretty good week in terms of what we'll be able to film here, etc. I mean, I'm optimistic, let's put it that way, that we'll have a pretty good week. Still not seeing lots more of those vans. But these are our last few tourists. Lucky tourists, but they're not really, because they're not actually bothering to go anywhere near the horses. He's a PA photographer, so I think he's probably heading down to get himself some pictures. I wonder actually if they're going to turn... one of the troopers is leaving. I wonder actually if they're going to turn the horses out of the boxes and close them up. depending on actually if there's a lot of noise, it's going to really depend if there's a lot of attendance at that rally. I don't think there is going to be. But the police have had a couple of words off camera with the troopers, so I think they've sort of given them a heads up that, hey, there is a protest, but it shouldn't, at least in theory, affect what's happening here this morning. Anyway, people, I'm finishing up. Why? Because sometimes you have to admit defeat. Interesting video, but not the most interesting for a Monday. But the thing that matters is this: we'll be back soon, as always, with more horsey fun. Might get a couple of last people here, but a very peculiar morning all in all. The upside, of course, is that the boxes, wow, we did not expect they would have the effect that they've had. And that's a massive plus for not just the horses, but for the troopers. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. I think that's one thing that every single person watching the channel would agree on. Oh wow, this is so kind. The police officer just asked them, did they have the opportunity yet to get a picture with the horse? And the chap in the chair said yes, he did. But that's an incredibly thoughtful thing, as is typical of that officer in particular, actually. What a lovely thing to notice, eh? Last two rows in black. That was actually kind of touching and very, very sweet, to be honest. The fact that... Oh, yeah, don't worry about the woman behind you. Shows actually first that they were on it immediately with the luggage that family had left, but also then, despite everything that's going on here, and it isn't dead, guys. There's plenty of people here bustling around, just all over the place. That the officer still noticed and was kind enough to ask if he'd like some assistance to get a picture with the horse. What a star, eh? But then again, we've seen him so many times, not just helping out on an individual basis, visitors here, but also shielding toys from the horse. And most famously of all, having a word with groups of idiots and explaining to them what this place is and how they are expected to behave during their time here as visitors. I think, as that was a positive, in fact, a very positive moment, we'll finish up here, ladies and gents. I'll be back soon, as ever. I hope you enjoyed it. Slightly different one today, but they can't always be the same. And the main thing is that none of the horses had a single issue, except the teeny weeny bit skittish horse at the beginning. So a very, very chill start to what will hopefully be a wholesome week here at Horseguards. Back soon, ladies and gents. Bye for now.